Well, I know you're a foodie. I know
Yeah,
food, books, everything's food and kitchen. And I didn't have a kitchen.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
5 years. I called it a kitchen because I had a
Okay.
mini fridge
You
and
were
a
quite all the way there. You're
right,
kind of not committed.
right. And I learned to make a lot of things in a toaster oven, and I was in
Yeah.
Manhattan. I was in
Yeah.
the middle of the Upper West Side. You step out your door, and there are restaurants and markets, and you can
Yeah.
find anything. And I eat a lot of salad, so it was easy to.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you realize you can get away with it. I remember I had food poisoning once, and I said, "I need toast," and then I thought, "Where am I going to get toast?" And oh, I have a toaster. I forgot. I mean, I hadn't, it was storing my bananas, but you realize when I moved out of that place and now I have this kitchen and I love having people over to cook
Yeah.
and dinner. And that's one of the things I think I miss the most in the tiny space, but it
Okay.
wasn't enough to not live there.
So, what were the places that you enjoyed eating the most that became your kitchen away from home?
Um, Central Park. I mean, I could go to food, I could get,
Yeah. I mean,
there's
that's a dining room, right?
yeah, I mean, I looked at it as though my apartment was kind of where I lived and
Yeah.
worked, and then Central Park was my backyard. I mean, there
Oh,
was a
cool.
fairway, and you could buy prepared foods. There's a lot of Mediterranean, and there's
Cool.
sushi, and you just name it,
Yeah.
it's right there.
So anything is right at your fingertips.
Anything.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean,
So in your kitchen, you kept the toaster oven. Was there anything else you kept?
well, I brought in a toaster oven. I had the mini fridge. When I moved in, there was a gas stove thing, and it was red
Okay.
and it looked frightening. So I had them
Oh,
put
scary.
away. I didn't need
Yeah.
it. And I had a hot pot. It was like college again. You could make macaroni in it or something.
Yeah.
Hard boiled eggs. That was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I really just ate a lot of, salads with grilled chicken or something. You could
Sure.
buy a piece of grilled
Sure.
chicken. It was easy.
Right.
Yeah.
So did you have a sink?
I had a sink in the bathroom,
Okay.
like in an airplane, a little tiny sink.
Yeah. So I
And
love how you were embracing the creativity of the space. So you didn't have a sink in the kitchen, so to speak, but you had a sink close by. And we're talking about 90 square feet, right?
yeah, which is
How many
12 feet.
steps is it from the kitchen to the sink?
It was like this.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
pivot.
it was like a foot or two. I mean, right into
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Okay. So we're
Yeah,
not talking about an inconvenience because a lot of kitchens are bigger than 90 square feet and walking across the room to get to the sink. I mean, yeah, it's in the bathroom, but it's still so close. There's no
yeah,
inefficiency.
right. Most closets are bigger than 90 square feet. Yeah, that's 12 feet by 7.5 feet. And I looked
Okay.
at it like this. When I was in my kitchen, my whole
Yeah.
apartment was my kitchen. When I
Yeah.
was sitting at my desk working, the whole apartment was my cubicle. And when I was getting dressed, the whole thing was my closet. So um, I never, at first I felt a little, what was I thinking? A little
Sure.
cramped. But after a while, it just kind of, I had a writing space downtown I could go to. And
Oh, cool.
libraries and hotel
Yeah.
lobbies and friends' places. Yeah.
So what was the transition like? What did you come from and how long did it take you to get used to this normal, this 90 square foot normal, which I believe was at the top of 5 flights of stairs?
Yeah. 5th floor walk up.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I'm home on Cape Cod right now where I grew up. And
Yeah.
my bedroom here is like 20 feet by 20 feet. And I have two walk-in closets that together are almost 90 square feet. And that's how I grew up. And I always thought, oh, I'll live in a large home when I grow up. And
Yeah.
I lived in New York in the Bronx with my uncle in a 2-bedroom, fairly big size apartment.
Mhm.
Then I wanted to try living in Manhattan and I wanted to finish writing my grandfather's book. And I found this tiny space and I thought it's just for a year. How
Yeah.
bad could it be? And I put all those
Right.
boxes of stuff into storage and it had a loft bed, which most people have seen and commented on, and
Mhm.
only at 23 inches between the top of the mattress and the ceiling. And the first night I did have a panic attack
Yeah.
and I thought, what was I thinking? I ran out of the space. I almost fell down the ladder. And
Oh my.
I had a friend stay over. I thought I would fall out maybe that first night. And I was
Mhm.
lying on the floor on my yoga mat and she dropped down a pillow and she said, I was like, what was I thinking? I'm going to die here. And she said, why did you agree to live here? And without hesitation, I said to finish writing my grandfather's book. And that book was about the 5 years my grandfather spent in the Holocaust. And I
Oh
thought
wow.
stories he told me of being hungry for 5 years, of
Oh
sleeping
my goodness.
wooden cots and this horrible life for 5 years. And I looked around
Yeah.
this tiny apartment. I thought, this is paradise.
Oh my, perspective.
Total. And
Wow.
after that, I never had a panic attack again, and I
Okay.
loved it up in that little space. It became like my safe haven, and I
Okay.
realized so much of what we react to is just our attitude. And
Yeah.
that,
Well, actually, I love that you mentioned that because I'm I'm not an underliner. You'll have to take my word for that because I'm showing you a page with an underline. But I'm gonna find my glasses here. Oh, look, they're on my head. It's my usual dance. So I'm just going to read you this paragraph because this was the one thing that I underlined in the book because it had to be underlined.
nice.
In all my unpacking, I'd forgotten about my reason for moving in the first place. That was when I had another aha moment. For the next 12 months, I would live in 90 square feet, as well as walk up 5 flights. All this would require some major adjustment. Well, really just one, my attitude. So what was all a part of that for you? Um what was the mindset shift? What was the attitude? How did you adapt? I mean, naturally you had perspective. Your grandfather gave you perspective. Was there anything else to that that brought about this ability to be adaptable in this way?
Sure. What I've spoken a lot about how to prepare to live tiny. And one, there's the physical, there's the
Sure.
getting rid of stuff. And that's the really the easy part. The
It
other is
is.
the mental.
It is.
And it's preparing to live tiny. I always say it's good to have your why. And whether it's you want to save money for a couple of years,
Yep.
you want to be greener, you want to pay off debt, you just want to try it, you want to travel, whatever the reason. And my why was so that I could finish writing this book about my grandfather. He'd never asked me for anything. And this was the one thing. And I said to myself, I quit my stressful job. I
Mhm.
still was organizing some clients, but I was waking up every day. This tiny place, though it was a little hard at first, allowed me to wake up and do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wearing this hat. I just got off my bike. I rode 30 miles this morning. I'm going on my
Oh
path.
wow. Yeah.
It allows you to do the things you love to do. And
Right.
that's a small space. It's maybe fewer things in a larger space. So you're not spending time cleaning. And
Yeah.
for me, having that why, were there times I thought, oh, I wish I had a couch I could lie down on or make scrambled eggs? Yeah, there were a few times. And
Mhm.
it was like a bummer, but I would remind myself of my why.
Yeah.
Once I did that, I was like, okay, it was a fleeting passing moment, but every day my life was what I wanted to do with it.
Oh, cool.
And that was great.
And so that was a way of living intentionally for you. You chose that life very specifically because your why was powerful enough that you would make the sacrifices that you needed to make to reach it.
Totally.
And I think
Totally.
that's
Yeah.
great. We're always talking about intentional living, purpose, and contentment. It's so much fun. I put together these conversations in an online virtual summit. You can see the rest of this conversation and a whole bunch more at simplifymy.life. By the way, it's all free. That's really cool, right? Click the Learn More button when you get there, and that will show you the dates. Mark your calendar, register to save your seat, and I will see you at the summit. Don't miss a thing. This information is so exciting, and I'm so passionate about this topic because what it does is it takes us out of overwhelm into clarity and contentment and confidence, and that's really exciting for me, and that's what I want for you. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Go check out simplifymy.life now and register. See you at the summit. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.